Team 6 coverage.
It's a common sight across the area tonight. Large trees snapped or uprooted, some landing on homes. This tree nearly landing on part of a roof in Ebensburg. The homeowner telling us it had been standing for about 70 years. Good evening and thanks for joining us. It has been a wild night. Thousands remain without power after the skies unleashed powerful thunderstorms. There were tornado warnings up in Jefferson County this afternoon. Fortunately, though, tonight no major damage has been reported. Parts of Cambria County were slammed tonight. Those heavy rains sparked flash flooding. Our cameras caught this video from top of the incline plane in Johnstown. The rain was so hard that drivers had to pull off the road. The storm washed out baseball at Johnstown's Point Stadium. This is a photo sent in to us from a viewer. The turf drenched, parts of the field underwater for a time because storm drains just couldn't handle the rush of water. New at 11, we sent Maria Miller to scope out the rest of the damage.
The dark clouds first started rolling in around 5:15, and it didn't take long before the storms touched down. Torrential rains quickly flooded roadways, and then came the strong winds, which caused power outages across most of the viewing area, including here at 6 News. We were in the middle of our 5 o'clock newscast when we got kicked off the air for close to 20 minutes. While our technical crews worked quickly to get us back on the air, we set out to see firsthand what damage this storm brought with it. Our first stop was Franklin Street in Hornerstown, where onlookers told us this large tree was struck by lightning, causing it to fall on the roadway and take down power lines with it. Luckily, the two oncoming cars noticed and were able to escape without getting caught underneath. But that wasn't the case in Westmont, where this tree came crashing down on top of a house along Parkview Road while the owners were inside.
We were getting ready for dinner, and I saw the clouds turning black and a high wind beginning. I went to close the kitchen door, and then everything crashed.
We went out back to get a better look at the damage. You can see where the tree snapped in half before it fell.
Tree had split the house in half, caved in the roof, and started from one angle in the house across the center.
And just a few streets over along Monaco Boulevard, this large tree was uprooted from the ground. Fortunately, with all the damage across the area, we haven't heard any reports of injuries. In Cambria County, Maria Miller, 6 News.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. In the wake of severe weather that tore through parts of our region Thursday, crews and homeowners are busy today cleaning up what's left behind. Lindsay Ward joins us live now with more. Lindsay?
Bill, not only are a lot of people in Johnstown cleaning up the destroyed trees, but they're also cleaning out their flooded basements and are still dealing with no power.
The storm was so bad that I wasn't aware of what was happening because the water was blowing in all the other directions.
Crews in the Westmont area are busy removing tree limbs that are blocking sidewalks and roads. Part of Goucher Street this morning was closed due to tree limbs pulling down power lines, forcing traffic to take Emmett Drive. Just a few minutes away on Kemmer Street, this large tree ripped out power lines attached to this house. As we continued to travel throughout the Westmont area, branches were seen everywhere. George Fatman, who lives on Coventry Court, says when he looked out his back window, he was shocked at what he saw.
And I couldn't believe it, that huge limb came down from the tree. And by then the neighbors were gathering to look at it, and I was completely surprised.
Fatman says crews plan on chopping down the entire tree later today. And Bill, other residents this morning have told us due to the widespread damage, it could take longer than expected for people to have their power back on and have blocked roads finally cleared. Reporting live, Lindsay Ward, 6 News.
One of the hardest hit areas Thursday was northern Jefferson County. National Weather Service investigators will visit the Big Run area to determine if it was strong inline winds or possibly a tornado that caused extensive damage. Just about every major road in the county had trees or utility poles blocking its path. Big Run Fire Chief told 6 News he anticipated cutting down nearly 100 trees before all is said and done. A temporary shelter was set up for families needing a place to stay last night. Penelec officials tell 6 News there are still thousands of customers without electricity in Cambria, Somerset, and Indiana counties. Specifically, about 6,800 outages remain today in those 3 counties, and Penelec crews are working to restore 2 substations in the Johnstown area, but they admit it could be Saturday before all power is restored. Meanwhile, Rural Electric says there are still roughly 1,000 outages related to problems with its Smithport substation in Indiana County. Its crews are working to restore that power. And 1 death is now attributed to Thursday evening's severe storms. The Potter County coroner says a 66-year-old woman was killed by a fallen tree in Genesee Township. She is identified as Linda Button. State police were expected to release more details today. Friends and relatives of a Somerset County woman killed by a lightning strike earlier this week are now trying to raise money to help her family. Mary Yoder was 9 months pregnant when she was hit and killed Tuesday. Her unborn child also died. A fund has been set up for her husband and 2 children. You can send donations to Citizens National Bank in Myersdale. Be sure to clearly mark your donation for the Menno Yoder family.